Hello, hello, hello. So, hi Holly, hi Jan, and anybody who might be lurking. So, we tried to do this at a time, and let us know if you can hear me okay. And Dee Dee hasn't started talking yet. So let us know if the audio levels are okay, and they're equal. That I'm not too loud for Dee. Then I'm not louder than Dee Dee, and she's not louder than me, and that the background for No Man's Sky is not too loud either, because that has background
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
So
Try
how
and
is
get all the
everybody
settings
today?
right here.
Audio is good. Okay, that's great.
Good,
Let us
good.
know if Dee Dee gets too loud or I get too loud, because that
Yes,
can be a bit weird.
audio is good.
So, how's
Okay.
everybody going? Good. So, we're back to No Man's Sky, but we were thinking at some point we would swap to something with dinosaurs in it, but I don't know if that's possible. We haven't really tried
No,
out.
no, no, we're not going to
We're
swap to
probably no,
anything
not
with
tonight, not
dinosaurs.
tonight, Didi, but
Yeah,
some other time we
yeah.
may swap to another game. But this is not a bad game, so Didi can she doesn't have to
Yeah.
concentrate too much. Um,
No
and
music. Oh,
I don't know if there's any background music to this, but
yeah. I'm not sure. Let's
I'm
see.
really good actually. Well, we've had a bit of we've been trying to. My mother, as I've mentioned, is in a nursing a nursing aged home, and she's 104, and she's kind of had a bit of a bad experience when we tried to arrange for her to go to um, a hospital to get something removed from the back of her neck, and they kind of I don't know, something stuffed up, and she it didn't work out how we were trying to arrange it, and so she was very upset, and we had to
And it
kind of
was
make her feel
sad.
better. And yeah, it was a bit sad, because it's hard for her, in this home. So anyway, that's what's happened in the last couple of days, and I've been sort of wondering whether I should go up and look after her for a while. But I'm going to have to look into that, because firstly, with all the COVID stuff, I'd have to be I probably would have to quarantine for a couple of weeks before I could actually see her. But before I could actually do anything, and I have to work out how we can look. I could look after her in her home, because she still has her own home and everything. But so I'm just going to have to think about that one. She may not want to go home at this point, but then I sort of hear that she's been thinking that she's going to get, sort of improve and be able to go home. So that's kind of a bit sort of sort of interesting, because I didn't think that she was thinking that way. So anyway, that's the short story from the last 3 days, and it all gets a bit exhausting, doesn't it, Dee Dee, trying to sort out the business and stuff. Dee Dee,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to uh, go along and figure out what is going on here with
Oh,
sound
okay.
and that kind of stuff.
And
I'm
you might.
probably going to be lost in the technical.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the audio is good, but no music, but I can't hear any music either,
That's
so
okay.
I'm thinking there is no music in this
Oh,
particular
okay.
part.
Anyway,
Sometimes there
it
isn't,
it's not that important really for the music in this, and
but I'd like it to be there.
to have some atmosphere,
Sure.
and so there's a little black cat on my lap, Nandi, as usual. I Today I tried to. I had to walk away
I
because
can
I
hear
thought I'd
background
make a
music
cake
now.
this evening, and so I put my keyboard on my chair, and I thought that'll stop a little cat from getting on the chair. And I come back after a couple of minutes, and Aoife is behind the keyboard on my chair. He managed to. It's so funny. I thought there's no way any little cat's gonna be sitting on my chair when I get back, but he'd managed to do that.
Okay.
Um,
Now, possibly you may be able to hear some music, background music now. I'm hoping. Or soon, or in
You
a
might,
few minutes.
we might want to check and see what the level of that is.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's funny, normally I can hear through the television, but for some reason I can't, so I'm not sure. Anyway, you have these technical things, and that's how it goes. And what's very low? The background music of the thing. Well, that's fine. That's good if it's low.
It's supposed to be low.
Supposed
I
to
could
be
make
low.
it louder.
Yeah, I mean,
But
maybe it could be a touch louder. I don't know what it's like because I can't, for some reason, can't check the levels on the TV. But that's okay as long as it's not too high. That's good.
yes.
And I was watching today. We noticed that I don't know if you're aware of this channel called Breakthrough News. I think it's called. But no, sorry. Is it Behind the Headlines or
No, it's
Breakthrough
Breakthrough
News?
News.
Breakthrough News. And it usually has Eugene Purveyor, I think his name is, or Puryear. Hang on, Puryear. How do you pronounce that? Puryear? Or anyway, so they had Abby Martin on today, and she did a really good summary of what's been happening, in the world of imperialist warmongering. And I'll leave a link to that because I don't know when this channel started, but I heard about it through Mint Press News because they. Is this the one? Yeah, I heard it through Mint Press News. Apparently, they've like a sister channel or connected in some way to it, and this Eugene Puryear, I think, is he's a socialist and he's from the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Anyway, you might find this interesting. I've just posted a link there in the live stream. Hi Odin, how are you?
Hi,
Nice
Odin.
to see you. And I was just talking about the Breakthrough News, Odin, and it's sort of it had Abby Martin on today, and it was very interesting. So I put a link in the chat, and folks might like to check that out. And I might actually let some people know who might be around that they might want to come in and so how have you been, Dee Dee? Are you trying to line things up? Dee Dee's very quiet.
I'm very quiet at the moment. I've been still trying to figure out where I'm going and what I'm doing. I'm just flying through space. Yeah, Breakthrough News is really excellent. It was a nice chat there with Abby and so on.
Yeah,
It's
that was
quite-
good. And Rosa Clementi is very nice, and she's done a Empire Files with Abby Martin, and she was just talking about how she had this eye problem, which she realized it makes it very clear when she had to go to the hospital and she had different work done to look into this eye problem, and she was thinking, what if I didn't have a supportive family? What if I didn't have a partner that was supporting me so we could afford the the costs of this medical treatment? And and that's something we think about. I think about when I have some sort of medical treatment. I think, imagine if I didn't have we didn't have some sort of free healthcare here in Australia, and it could just ruin you in one fell swoop, and
Yes.
that's
I mean,
just
it's one of the
appalling.
lovely things that we actually have that.
What's that, Didi?
It's one of the wonderful things that we actually have that.
Yeah, really. I hope they never take it away. You know?
Yeah. Well, it would be a disaster.
It would be.
Um,
I would hope that Australians would sort of rise up and say F you. You know what I mean?
I think they might. I think
I
that
think
might
so,
get
yeah.
Australians off their ass.
What's that?
I think that might get Australians off their ass. I don't think.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it
well,
be awful
one would hope.
otherwise?
Yeah. I mean, in many ways, Australia unfortunately follows the U.S. Follows the U.S. on so many. Hi, Lorna.
Who's that?
Lorna's
Lorna.
there,
Hi, Lorna.
and yeah, we follow the U.S. in far too many things, especially with the conservative government we have at the moment. We've been carrying water for the U.S. on all kinds of things, bad things like climate change denial, and war things and stuff like that. And the U.S. has been setting up bases in Darwin, trying to get things happening.
Oh, yeah.
Anti-China stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Trish's mum is able to stand and walk, and she's a little shaky on her feet. One of the reasons she went into the home is because she'd had 2 or 3 falls and cracked her back, and actually
Yeah.
had little cracks in a couple of her vertebrae. I think they're probably repaired at this point, but the main problem is that she doesn't eat.
Yeah, she doesn't eat, and
And
that's
that really
that's a
doesn't
big
work.
problem. She's having these nutritional drinks 3 times a day, but they can't seem to they can't give her medication that will improve her eating, and also reduce her sort of feeling of kind of a bit of sort of nausea when she eats. They can't find something that won't conflict with her current medications and give her sort of heart arrhythmias. So basically, they do what they can, but they can't really, sort
It's
of address it.
it's a shame because she's still cognitively really quite good.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she's very good.
I mean, she's 104 and she's been living on her own. Um, so she's doing really well.
Yeah, she's doing really well. Um, yeah, she's been doing really well. It's just kind of sad. Hi, Lorna. How are you?
Yeah.
She's actually, I mean, as you can imagine, Lorna, she's kind of lost a lot of weight because she's not eating any solid food.
Yeah.
But she's very compos mentis, but she's actually only like, at this point, she's only like 33 kilos. She was only like 38 when she went into the nursing home.
She's under 5 foot tall, so
Yeah. And so
but
she's
still
sort of,
that's outrageously slim.
yeah, well, see, she doesn't really, Odin, she doesn't really, just anything. Like, we can't seem to tempt her with anything anymore, can we, Didi?
No.
Like, I mean, we're not living there. We're 2 states away. And with COVID, we haven't been able to see her since, all year, really, since it
Queensland
hit.
has been very
Queensland's had some outbreaks
yes,
of that particular that contagious
a
strain.
very contagious one.
So they
from-
had a
from the
outbreak,
UK.
and so they're very careful who they let into the nursing home, and they actually blocked people from that around that area too. And so anyway, I have a niece who helps keep an eye on her since my brother died the end of last year. She's sort of taken over and from him, and so we kind of like keep in communication and stuff, but she's she's gradually going to keep losing weight, and then she'll probably start drifting off because you can't basically go on like that. Even
For
if you're
long.
drinking nutritional drinks 3 times a day, it's not going to. You've got to eat some kind of solid
Yeah.
food. So you know. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to have to work
Yes,
out.
no, actually, Odin, even
It
a
makes it
lot of
feel.
the nutritional yeast drinks actually make her sick to her stomach
Not
to where she
not nutritional yeast drinks.
not no
No.
nutritional drinks.
Yeah.
I corrected myself.
Yeah, yeah.
We eat nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, she just anything like anything, even things that she used to love eating. She she takes
won't
a
eat
bite of
anything.
it, and then it's just that's it. So like, there's a friend of hers comes in fairly regularly and brings kind of the things that she loves to eat. And she just isn't interested really, as she did. It makes it kind of dry, retch and stuff.
She's even very difficult. There's only one of the kind of nutritional drinks that she can keep down.
Yeah, orange drink.
The orange one,
Yeah.
which is
And
makes it really hard.
she's even taking this medication, which is like, I took it once. It's an antidepressant. I took it in the 90s, just for like a few days, and honestly, it makes you want to eat the leg of a chair. It's so powerful as a appetite stimulant that it's really crazy, and that doesn't really do it for her, does it, Didi? It doesn't
No.
really work.
Odin, I really hope that you don't have the same problem with food
Oh,
that
no.
she does.
Really?
I mean,
Oh no, that's not good. Why
She
would that
can't
be,
eat
Odin, if you
anything.
don't mind me asking? Lactic intolerant. I don't know. I haven't been reading out the comments. Hey, Didi,
what?
did you happen to put show the live stream at the end? Did you click that thing that said show the live stream at the end of the thing? You may need to put.
I went through the entire thing, sweetie.
Oh, okay, but I mean, you actually, so that the live stream shows up, because if I've forgotten to read out some comments, they're not
Oh,
gonna.
yes, the live stream is going to show
Okay.
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right.
I always set that
We
up.
never know if the YouTube's going to show the live stream. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the other thing just before I forget, there's I decided to start a Substack, because
Because of the way YouTube is deciding
Yeah.
to cut people out.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know how often people see notifications for my videos. I don't think I'm really I was put into suggested videos probably just before Christmas, because I suddenly got this surge of people for about 3 weeks, and I got about 250 people, and then
I
it
think
went
it
back.
was around the election and
Yeah,
before the inauguration.
Yeah.
And
and then it was back to the crawl again, and so it's been a real crawl, and so I don't think I get, at this point now, I think I'm back to not being suggested to anybody, or even people getting notifications, really, a lot of people. So I just sort of thought, it's probably only going to get worse, and also, you've probably been aware of the various left channels that have been demonetized. I don't really, that doesn't really, personally, it doesn't affect me really, because I have only monetized a few videos that are old, because I thought it might help with the loosening up of algorithms, but it hasn't.
yeah.
And so but there are channels that totally rely on, like Graham Elwood, his channel relies 70% on the monetization of his YouTube channel, and he has a Rockfin channel because of that. But there are different ones that sort of been affected, about 5 or 6 different channels that have just been demonetized, and I think they're trying different ways of driving people off, without just full on deleting them. Of course, they do delete channels, and I've heard of a few people being they don't get any warning and they just get deleted. And so if I don't have some way of contacting people if they suddenly did that to me one day. Of course, I'm a tiny channel, and they probably haven't even noticed me because I'm so small, and that's probably how it's going to remain. But if they just suddenly decided to delete my channel because they've thought we're going to get rid of all leftist content that's anti-imperialist, which they could do one day, I would have no way of contacting people really. So unless they're subscribed to my Twitter site, which I might just put in there.
Now
at the
you
moment.
actually save all of your videos, so
Yeah, I save all my videos. Actually, I'm running a bit behind, I have to say, but I try to save them all so I have my own record of them and I can use them again if I want. But anyway, that's my Twitter thing, and the Substack thing is, and the Substack thing, I thought I would just post a couple of times a week, and and sort of put a few videos, if I do a few videos in the week, kind of just post twice a week, so I'm not overloading anybody's inbox.
Okay.
But
Lorna and Holly get notifications.
Oh, do you? Good.
Yeah.
It also depends how many channels you're subscribed to, because I've noticed that if I actually am subscribed to a number of channels, and I found that the more channels I was subscribed to, the less notifications you get, which is a real...
I've noticed I tend to get notifications for the channels that I go to most frequently, and if I haven't gone to one for a little while, then I don't get notifications, or I'm less likely
I've noticed that too. I mean,
but the problem is that there's some channels that don't do a lot of stuff.
What's that?
They may only do a video once a month or something.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You literally have to go to a channel, and then you might start getting notifications. This is if you've got more than, say, 10 subscriptions to channels on YouTube. If you've got less than 10, I think you can get notifications, okay, but when you've got more, but you literally have to go to them now. So
Yeah.
I mean, what on earth is the point in clicking that notifications bell if they just decide when they're going to show people? Seriously.
Yes, and I think they also unsubscribe people.
Yeah, they do that.
Unfortunately.
I've literally gone to Empire Files every so often to see if I'm still subscribed, but the notifications bell is unclicked, and I find that on Twitter, I'll go and have a look at somebody that I want to follow regularly, and the notifications bell there is unclicked. Like,
yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know what's going on, but excuse me, but it's
I think it's kind of a little bit like shadow banning. They just interfere with certain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that on YouTube, when I make comments on other people's channels, I'm actually shadow banned because I can make a comment and it'll be fairly benign and no one will see it. There'll be absolutely no one. Then people underneath me, there'll be people, liked, their comments are liked, but I'll be like completely invisible. And I don't believe that can be the case for every single comment I make on various, and these aren't even like anybody. These are actually channel friend, like leftist channels that I'll make a comment on, and no.
Yes, I've seen that.
No one
happen,
will see it.
And there'll be just nice comments like, "Oh, that was a great video." And
yeah.
Other people making comments like that will get 137 likes, and Trish will get 0 likes.
Yeah. So that's really odd. I see Mike Pompeo is trending. What has he done? He must be missing all his but he's joined another. Where is he joined now? He's joined some sort of awful right-wing think tanky kind of thing, I think. Something anyway. So he can continue on his little meddling behavior while he prepares for running for president in 2024. God, he's awful. Did anybody follow him on Twitter? What a nightmare. I mean, like, I followed him. I didn't want to follow him, but I thought I should follow him just to see what he was up to. And honestly, what a nightmare that man is. He never stopped.
Yeah.
Like every day he was saber rattling at some country, and telling the huge lies. Oh, good. Thanks, Holly. Holly just subscribed to the Substack. So let's see. I let me just go back and see if I missed any comments. So, excuse me. I don't know how to. Oh, Holly, I was wondering whether if you want me to let you know. And oh, okay. Actually, I just realized if Holly's just subscribed to the Substack, she'll get to know when these live streams are on. So I was going to say, Odin, you're in the UK, aren't you?
Mm. Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, but if you ever followed Pompeo on Twitter,
Just
he
follows
was
all these evil people.
so. Actually,
know
I
what's
follow
going
very
on.
few of them because I can't handle it. I honestly, if I see too much propaganda, like particularly really evil stuff like that, or I start to feel a bit sick because it's sort of like, you know what that leads to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I see
these people
when I see
warmongering, and you know
Antony
that it's
Blinken.
going to be, like attacking some poor country that really just wants to get on with their
Yeah.
life
Like Antony
without
Blinken.
having the U.S. interfere,
Yeah.
and wants to use their resources for their own benefit. I mean, God, heaven forfend, that
yeah.
they should actually be able to use their own resources for the
I
benefit
wonder
of
wh-
their people.
I'd love to be in their mind for just like about half an hour particularly when he was at that Senate hearing and they were deciding whether Antony Blinken could be Secretary of State, and there was no question he was going to be it. But I'd like to be in their mind when they're lying, and see if they have any cognitive dissonance at all, or whether they've totally convinced themselves that they're telling the truth. You know what I mean? Because like Antony Blinken sat there and he lied about Russia, he lied about China, he lied about Iran, he lied about Israel. He was just a nightmare, as you would expect. And like, wouldn't it be fascinating to be in their head, Didi?
No, I think it would be horrifying.
I'd really like to
I
know
think
what's
they would
going
just have
on
really
there.
mundane heads that were horrible. It's just satisfying their, like corporate overlords, really.
I'd
for
really like
their
to
own
know.
desire to see people killed and maimed, and
Well, I'd just like to know though if they have a conscience or whether they, you know what I mean?
okay.
I really
Yeah.
would, because it's sort of scary that people, if they have a conscience and they're actually outright lying and they know they're lying, that's just awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just monstrous.
Well, I think they have to destroy their conscience. in
Yeah,
order
yeah,
to-
they already confirmed him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, psychopaths don't have a conscience, and that's right. I'd like to know if they actually are psychopaths, or they are, they've got something going on.
Well, they
Two
don't
things.
seem to have nervous breakdowns as a result of their activities, so I don't
No, they
think they have
don't.
a conscience.
Look at Obama. He's as happy as Larry. He's
Yeah.
he's totally fine, isn't he?
Yeah.
What is today? It's Friday. So anyway, it is an empire in its death throes. Yeah, it was the same with Rome, ironically, at the same time. their IQ dropped because of lead in wine. Oh, in the US, it's in the water. Yeah, yeah. Odin, that's interesting. So they had lead in the wine. Did they? Did they? Did he? Did they have? Did the Romans have lead in the wine at the end?
I don't know. The Romans
Oh
had lead
wow.
in their water because of plumbing. I mean, plumbing.
The
The word plumbing comes from plumbum, which is lead, which is what they used for a lot of their pipes.
in Rome.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
Roman
that's
Empire.
true. That's true, isn't it? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Wow, that couldn't have been good.
No, no,
Um,
it couldn't have been good.
Good point, Odin. Yeah, they extended themselves too far as well with their armies, and the Praetorian Guard was deciding who was going to be
Yeah,
you
the
know, who
emperor.
they were going to knock off and who they weren't, like which emperor they were going to knock off. So I mean, in many ways, they're like the CIA. They were like the CIA of that time, really, kind of the deep state of that time, deciding who was going to be emperor, who wasn't, and all that kind of thing. So it's kind of, yeah, the parallels are sort of interesting. And they're really overextending themselves because um, they've got too many things on the boil at the moment, I think, and they're having to pull soldiers out of here. That's why they're developing all those sort of like those mini nukes and stuff to because they're running out of people who want to be in the army, I think. Don't you think, Didi? In the
Yeah, well, I think that's
military?
why they are
Just
inventing
excuse me,
more
I'm just going to
robotized
get
thing,
us a piece of cake because I just made
robotic
some.
stuff. I think that's why they're um, doing more robotic stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Although I don't think they'd be able to. I don't think I don't think they'd be able to produce enough of those robots. You know?
Well, if they can use a drone and kill people from a long way away, then what's wrong with being in the army? You get all of your stuff looked after, and you might get to go to university, and who knows? I think that's their trick. I mean, keep everybody dirt poor. That way they'll do any kind of job just to get by and survive. Uh, Keep people really poor, and then offer various incentives to join the military, and that way you can keep going. Yes. Oh, Nee, your thing was held for review, and I don't understand why.
What's that?
Nee said, Dee Dee, looks like you're playing in Canada, the frozen north, and her comment was blocked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a little bit like that. Um, this is a cold planet, an icy planet. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's actually kind of pretty. Oh, oh no. Go away. Why are you suppressing me? Go away. I have some little bloody robot who wants to shoot me for some reason. I haven't been doing anything bad. I'm going to take off. Yeah, controversial saying, Canada. Yes, yes. How horrible. Canada. Oh my God. Must ban this channel right away.
Huh. So I. Oh,
Okay, maybe I'll get off of this.
so I
panel
used
over there.
some flour that was it was bread flour instead of just organic wholemeal flour because I
It is organic wholemeal flour.
no, but it's bread flour.
Well,
so it's got
the flour
Didi?
I use for bread, but it's just organic wholemeal flour.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit crunchy, Didi, and I'm not sure. It's probably a little bit too what would you call it? Grainy for a cake.
Oh my!
But it's
Odin
okay
says
though.
the Romans used sauces and sweeteners with lead. Why would you put lead in that? I can understand the plumbing thing.
Excuse me while I just eat something.
I mean, Flint was still using lead in their pipes.
What's a SUASES? What's a sauces?
Sauces, I think. It's
Oh,
just
sauces. Okay.
a misspelling. Yes, it is like Hoth.
What's Hoth? What's Hoth, Didi?
Hoth. Hoth is a planet in Star Wars that is cold and very icy. Now I'm on a planet with lots and lots of little bumpy hills. And it seems pretty barren, unfortunately. It doesn't look like much of a fun planet. I'll land and take a look. Oh. Ah. Yes, isn't it wonderful when it works when you're not interested in it working and it works wrong?
I I said something today on a live stream that I had to quickly delete because the autocorrect
What was that?
the autocorrect turned the word clot into something else.
What did you say? Slot?
No, it turned the word clot
Uh-huh.
into something else.
Cloth, like
No,
clothing.
CLOT.
Oh, clot.
It turned it
Oh,
into
yeah.
something. Have a
Oh, yeah.
guess. Have a guess what it auto-corrected to.
Well, I probably replaced it with an I.
Yes, and it was I said she probably had a clot and that's why she died. And it auto-corrected that. It was about that poor woman that died, of COVID. Anyway, and I had to quickly delete that. And
Yes, you would.
yeah, it wasn't good, Holly.
No. Eek. Yes, indeed.
And did I turn my microphone back on?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. This is kind of a weird desert planet with cacti. And extremely tall hills. And bird life. Yes, it's not hard to have interesting autocorrect, but you'd think that they would think twice about some of their autocorrect things. Like, why would you autocorrect clot to that, Trish? How often would people make that mistake?
Look, I walked away from my chair.
Yes.
Look,
And you have little caddies in it.
literally.
Look at these little guys.
a
There's some
minute.
really fun. Yes, it looks very dry, but there's some really fun little animals here. Do I have any
Yes,
food
I was
for
gone
them?
like a minute. and Nandi's in my chair. It's a constant battle. It's a constant battle. Um, Sort of relocating little cats from my chair.
Yes.
Not my best cake, Dee Dee, I'm afraid. Is it all right,
Yeah.
Dee Dee?
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Why are you running away, little guy? I want to give him some food. Oh well.
Oh, anyway, it's all right. Do you like it, Dee Dee? The
Yes,
cake.
I'm having a hard time eating it because I'm doing this.
You can stop, you know. It's not like
No.
you're
I
driving a
want to
real
go look at the
spaceship.
little animals. They're very sweet.
Um,
They've got tails like beavers, and they've got spines, and they've got. Why can't I feed him? Oh, there. Offer food. There we go.
Dee Dee had
Hi,
to have it.
little guy.
I think we mention last time you had your tooth pulled, Dee Dee?
What?
That you had to have a tooth pulled. Did we mention that
I
last
don't
time?
know. Yes, I had a
And that
have
wasn't
a
any fun.
tooth pulled, and they had to. It went right down to the bone, and yeah, so it wasn't much fun. But I'm going to try and eat some cake now.
Mm. Oh. Oh no, Nandi. Come on, sweetie. Jesus. If you saw our place, if you saw our place and how many little beds we've got here and there, like they have the whole house to sleep on. But no, every time I get up from my chair, somebody jumps in it. What's that? Oh, coming from Nosh. What do you think of the cake, Dee Dee? Oh no, just okay. It's a bit dry, isn't it? You know what I think happened? I think it's the all the flour kind of soaked up a bit of stuff and wasn't quite the right flour for it. I should have realized that, but anyway, it's okay though, isn't it? And then Odin says, Holly said no.
Pulling teeth is torture, no, it does, except it only lasts for so long, and that's the big problem with
Odin says, what makes you think you have a chair in a house full of cats? Exactly. It's the only chair in the house that I need to sit in. And that's the one that everybody wants to sit in. And yet they've got fantastic places all over the house, don't they, Dee Dee? I mean, even on my desk, I have a largest cat bed for them to sleep. And oh no,
I have a cat.
Dee Dee has a cat on her in front of the monitor. Eve has crashed out on the. Yeah. So Odin, what's the are you in some sort of lockdown in the UK? I noticed that they're starting to get hotels going for quarantine and stuff like we do here in Australia. And I was just wondering how the vaccines. I don't.
The Army's job here is to look after, to make sure people stay in the hotels.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Um, the first quarantine hotel situation was not good, and they had a very bad security organization looking after it, and there were guards having sex with people in the hotels and all sorts of things. It was a mess, wasn't it, Dee Dee?
It was.
Mm. And but this time, that they've sort of realized that they. So is it the army? Is it, Dee Dee? Is it the army that's looking at from the hotel of the hotel? Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's probably a little bit safer.
The Australian Defence Forces.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not. We're not talking about martial law type thing or anything. We're just. I think they're more reliable. We don't have the same kind of cracked army that.
Well, some we do.
Oh, so yes, of course, some we do. Actually,
SAS we're pretty.
oh, sure, the SAS. But what I'm saying is, generally speaking, did he? Generally speaking, we don't have that kind of. Do we? I don't know. Maybe we do.
We don't have the same kind of crazy militarism.
Yeah, we don't know. As far as I know. I don't know. I don't really pay attention really to Australian military. Yeah. I mean, I might be way off because I don't know what's happened to Australia in the last 20 years. It's gone really kind of some parts of it have gone really whacked, haven't they, Diddy? Like, yeah, that's partly too. And the Labor government, yeah, the Labor government's useless, really. It's worse than useless, actually. It's kind of it's a centrist neoliberal government, and they don't they whatever the US wants them to have as a foreign policy, they just go along with it, don't they, Diddy?
And it's a shame because we started out with quite a good Labour Party
Yeah.
that introduced free education, free healthcare, better post Aboriginal people, all of that kind of thing. And they were the ones that got turfed out.
Hey, Jen. Sorry, Diddy. I was just saying hello to Jen, unapologetic vegan. Yay! We decided to make it later, Jen, so that you could join, and it wasn't too crazy, and also it's not too crazy for Holly, the time.
The Gough government was a really good centralist government.
The Gough Whitlam government, yeah.
Then the Hawke government came along and they did Labour. Basically, Tony Blair took the leaf out of the Hawke government's book, so you can imagine what that government was like.
mm,
He was neo-Leopold Way.
mm, yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. I've kind of mentioned that a few times about Gough Whitlam and how I've got an axe to grind since they got rid of him. I remember when that happened. I was 15. I remember sitting on this bench in sort of overlooking the church that we had at the school, and I didn't really understand what was going on. And my father wasn't a Labor person at all, and he just hated Gough Whitlam, which was really weird. I didn't, just hated him, even though he was really great. So that was kind of sad. I found out later that he was really good, but anyway, the CIA helped get rid of him, and they admitted that. Don't look here, Alia. Don't look at him. Alia gets a little bit thingy with, come on, don't get down. Oh, yeah. Alia gets a bit thingy with Nandi and sometimes and sort of does a bit of a staring competition. She was being bad then. Poor Nandi. Yeah, this does look like a kind of a frozen planet, doesn't it? So if anybody can suggest an aesthetically pleasing game that's kind of interesting, where you don't really have to be killing all the time, that we could play, and then we could get a hold of that and see, and where you don't have to be concentrating a lot and stuff, please feel free to suggest some things. The reason why we're playing this mostly is because it doesn't require Dee Dee to have to kind of do a lot of attention to it. Animal Crossing, oh yeah. Is that nice? Have you played that, Diddy? Animal Crossing? I think we could look into that. Is it fun? Oh yeah. I remember, I don't know if that was very interesting to look at. That's the only thing. Didi? Can you hear me okay, by the way? Can you hear me okay, by the way? Okay. You had your mic turned off?
I had my mic
Oh
turned
no.
off.
How long did you have your mic turned off for?
Since I started eating cake.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Yes. Bad.
So
it
sounded like I was talking to myself.
No, I don't think so. You probably could hear Minecraft, an easy mindless game. This is nice because it has good colors and stuff, and the planets are interesting. And,
Minecraft. I'll have to look that up.
And I kind of like the idea of going through
Anyway,
space.
thanks.
It's kind of like Lego, I think, isn't it?
Thanks for suggesting those two
Look
things.
at all the lightning. Ooh, ah.
Minecraft. Sometimes we watch ContraPoints playing different games on her sort of private live stream, and some of them are sort of very odd. I don't know. I think
She's
I've
played
missed
The
something.
Sims, and she's played what do you call those? Kikaju and all that.
Pokemon.
The Pokemon.
Pikachu or something.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. I don't know.
Well, I think you're supposed to gather them up and then they fight each other.
Minecraft. Excuse me.
Minecraft.
I see.
It's
a kind of a.
Oh, I've heard of Minecraft. I always thought it was a bit like Lego, and I thought, Lego's never really done too much for me.
No.
I'm very snooty when it comes to games.
So Jan said easy mindless game, and Minecraft is nice, and Odin said Minecraft is a puzzle you can make all sorts and even learn electronics. And then Jan said I watch Minecraft ASMR. Odin said it's famous. Can't believe you have not heard of it. I know. I'm really kind of not closeted. Completely out of the loop. Completely out of the loop. There's a lot of things I haven't heard of.
She knows nothing about games.
And I'm not proud of it. Yeah, I know almost nothing about games. You'd think I'd know watching Robbie Martin's live streams. I kind of have a clue because he plays all these different older games, but no, it's not really my forte at all. And then If you don't mind me asking, Odin, how old are you? Then that might make more sense. And so Odin said, I don't like the graphics, but I see the attraction. It was on just about every phone. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Actually, I think I have heard of Minecraft, but that's it, like the name. I don't know anything about it. I'm starting to suspect you are a nun. Oh, you're old? Oh, well, that's all right. Depends what you think is old.
Who is a nun? Trishy? Not anymore.
Hey, not anymore.
Yeah.
Kids
You're
loved
old.
it.
How old?
Yeah, if you think if old to you is like 40 or something, that's
You're not old.
you're not old.
No.
Ah, 41. Oh, hang on. Is that you, Jen? You're 41 years young and love Minecraft?
Ah, yeah.
Ah, you're just a baby.
Yeah.
um, Minecraft. Well, I'll have to look into that then and see what that's like.
Trishy hardly plays any games.
No, I don't. I
She's not
hardly
really
play
a
any
game
games
player.
at all, except for Morrowind. And I haven't played that for a while, but I really like Morrowind. I find it very relaxing.
Yeah.
And Odin said I could run when I was 40. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so we're guessing that you're older. I bet you I could probably beat you, though. And Didi could definitely beat you, right?
Probably.
Huh. Let's see. So I probably mentioned this already, but I feel like I better mention it again. I've mentioned it in another video, but if you haven't joined, like if you want a really good podcast and you don't mind paying say $5 a month for it, the Empire Files has an actual podcast in behind a paywall, and it's really good. It's Mike Preisner and Avi Martin. Doing I don't know if it's like it could be a once a week thing or it might be less, I don't know, but anyway, it's really good.
They've just moved because they got thrown out of their house.
Yeah, they got thrown out, their land
set
person.
up a new studio, and Abby's just had a baby.
Yeah. And
Readers.
they have a new studio. The Empire Files has a new studio for their visuals and stuff, their visual podcast things, but this is just an audio thing and it's really good. Plenty of information there.
Okay.
And you may or may not be aware of Shadowproof with Kevin Gostola. And I don't know why he doesn't have more subscribers, but anyway, Shadowproof, he does every other day almost, and it's very interesting. He's sort of really knowledgeable, and Kevin Gostola, and he did a lot of following up with Julian Assange. I think he actually went to the UK and he was doing live updates from his Twitter, and that was very helpful. Gostola. So I've just put a link in there. Excuse me for that.
Yes, I think I'm one of the genuinely old.
And this also, I find this really interesting.
What's that?
It's Yasha Levine, and he has a paywall for his Substack, and but it's very, very interesting if people can afford that. It's I think it works out to be how much does it work out to be every month? You have to sort of pay one lump sum. Let me see how much it is.
That's where it helps if there's two of you. We can kind of afford a few things.
Yeah, not that many really,
Not that
and we
many.
can't really afford
As long
much
as they're
to
only
give.
a couple of dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between $3 and $5, and with Empire Files, I give them 10. Let's see. I think it works out to be like about $6 a month for Yasha Levine's thing, but you have to pay it in one big, like in one amount, and so but it's not too bad, and it's really, really great. So anyway, there's some, just in case folks aren't following those people. I've never heard of this guy, T. Gowdy from Fox News. This is Trey Gowdy. Has anybody heard of him before? But I've just noticed in recent times he's doing a lot
Hi,
of
Jera.
stuff.
Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Hi, Jera. How are you? Nice to see you. I see Jera here and there, all over the place. Excuse me. Anyway, so Yasha Levine's most recent episode, which is private because it's behind this paywall, but this is interesting. They do like a little podcasty thing. So it's about Navalny, and Yasha Levine's a Russian immigrant, and so it's very interesting, his perspective on things. He actually, I think, even knew Navalny, and so that's the most recent episode. Well, that's really pretty. The colors in that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the floating rocks are kind of interesting in this place.
Oh, okay. He's Trey Gowdy. Yeah, extremely right. I don't really know anything about him. I never even heard of him. But anyway, apparently since Trump sort of vanished, all the different mainstream media are not doing very well in the ratings because they have nothing to talk about anymore.
Yeah. Poor things.
So that's good. They'll have to search for the next a competent fascist to talk about.
Have everybody banned, and have keep trying to come up with legal things like they did with the ACCC against YouTube and Google and stuff, and that way they can take over just by eliminating all the the small independent news channels.
I can guarantee that the U.S. government, is pressuring YouTube and all to get rid of anybody interfering.
Yeah.
I'll bet you.
Yeah.
It's like, if you do this, we won't bother you with any sort of threat of public utility or something. Not that they're ever going to do that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they've probably threatened them. Although they're all kind of connected, with the militarism and all of that. But I think there's a bit of a, you do this because there are channels which they would have been getting profits from, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so what have you been up to, Jen? How are you still delivering mail and stuff? You haven't been able to go back um, to that gig you were doing, the vegan thing. I'm gathering probably. And Odin said, Facebook is talking about depoliticizing, whatever that means. Oh, yeah.
That means getting rid of anybody who's
Yeah.
political.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Keep YouTube safe for people who are doing makeup
Facebook.
classes.
You mean Facebook and stuff?
YouTube.
Oh, I thought he said Facebook is
Oh.
talking about depoliticizing. Yeah.
Oh, keep Facebook safe for
That'd be,
people
you know, I don't need much of an excuse
trying to
to.
keep in touch with their grandkids.
I don't need much of an excuse to leave Facebook. I loathe Facebook. So if they end up sort of saying everybody who's political can go, go to hell and leave, that's fine. That gives me a reason to go. I wonder if they would consider people who are promoting veganism as also kind of political. Or
Jen says maybe get to go back in spring.
oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be lovely. I was just wondering whether they would find vegan pages on Facebook to be something to get rid of too,
I wouldn't think so.
because they interfere with animal agriculture and stuff.
No, well, I don't know. There's a whole new line of products, and they do cooking shows, and everybody's interested in cooking shows, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's possible. Hey, Jen, that vegans could be silenced too. Yeah, it depends really. I guess it depends on whether they make more money from the the people who are doing plant-based cooking and stuff, or if they. I suppose they'd weigh that up really.
Yeah. Well, they can make money out of both, you know. You
Yeah,
make
that's
money
true.
out of vegans, you make money out of non-vegans, and
Yeah, that's true.
no reason not to make money
They'd
out of
probably-
everybody.
They'd probably just leave them there. If they haven't gotten rid of them already, like 10 years or 15 years ago, then they're probably not going to do it now. Hey, because there wasn't very many. There's hardly any vegans on Facebook then. Any vegan pages.
Yeah.
I've had a vegan page on there now since 2009. And it's completely stagnant now. Mm.
Yes, it was one of the biggest pages on
It was one of the biggest
YouTube.
pages on Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Yes, how big would the movement have to get, Jen? Yeah, that's interesting. It's unstoppable now, Jen. Veganism is unstoppable. Isn't that great? There was a time in 2009 where I was thinking, I don't know, it's kind of glacially slow, and I was thinking, I wonder if it's actually going to just always be like that. And then 3 years ago, it all started to change. And now I sort of think it's completely unstoppable. And
Yes, I think vegans, there's too many people, including corporations and stuff, with products. McDonald's having vegan burgers, you know? When McDonald's has vegan burgers, you're
yeah. Do you know I don't know why YouTube doesn't seem to grasp that I'm not interested in their McDonald commercials or their KFC, but I keep getting, and this is after I've personalized my ads and everything, I keep getting ads from McDonald's and KFC. You would think the way they listen in, the way they listen in on things and stuff, that they would have sorted that out about me, but no.
Well, this is the lie. They say they're going to spy on you all the time so that they can get you the right ads.
Mm,
That's one of the main excuses for spying on you.
yeah.
And yet they keep completely missing the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Odin says, not all vegans are vegans of interest. I think that's true.
That cake wasn't too bad, though, really, was it, Didi? Did he?
What?
That cake wasn't too bad, was it, really?
No, that cake wasn't.
It's
too
not the
bad.
best cake I've made, but it was.
No,
It's kind of
usually
nice.
your cakes are lovely and moist,
Yeah.
and that one wasn't so moist.
Too much fiber in it, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what.
But
you
you'll
get
be
for
happy
making my
eating-
bread.
Did he?
My bread flour.
But you'll be happy to eat it, won't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And Jen said, I was very vindicated when I contacted a company that only non-vegan ingredient they used was honey, so close to vegan. Just looked them up again recently, and they switched to agave. Oh, that's great. That's
Great.
really good. Oh, you right there?
I always, feel that
Oh,
there's
the
something wrong when people have food that's almost vegan.
Oh,
It's
yes.
It would be so easy for it to become vegan.
Yes, there's quite a few where they've put in just one stupid product that's
Yeah.
totally it's just totally unnecessary, and they put it in.
Yeah.
And there's something I've heard about agave, Jen, which
Oh no.
is not good. No, I'm not talking about that it's not vegan, but it's vegan, but there's something about it I've heard that's a bit of a problem. Let me look it up. I used to, about 10 years ago, we got some agave, but let me just look up what see what
I
Michael
used to
Grieger
get
says.
Bank Post. I pop in some banking documents they sent me.
So we kind of use, well, actually, we're lucky here because we don't have that bone char sort of filtration thing for sweet
have what?
sweet. We don't have bone char kind of bone
Oh,
filtration.
yes. in
So
the
we have a
sugar.
lot more access to different sweeteners and stuff. Let's see what's his name says about it. There was something that I heard about once that was a bit. Oh, hang on, this is not Nutrition Facts. God. Here it is.
Deathly green anomaly.
No, I can't. I'll have to look it up and then and let you know. I don't see
I'll look
anything
this
suspect about agave here. Maybe I read it somewhere else. Anyway, syrup here. Do you have golden syrup in the US? Golden syrup,
don't think
maple
they do
syrup,
much.
brown sugar.
I don't think they do much.
That's funny.
Yeah. Golden syrup is just sugar syrup.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a kind of a sort of a rich, it's sort of a little bit like maple syrup. And
yeah, it's very nice.
it's very nice, yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, I
because
like
we have
maple
a big sugar
syrup too.
industry here.
And
And rum.
then Odin said, I used to get bank post. I pop in some banking documents. They sent me an email apologizing for bothering me when I was busy.
He's talking about gelatin, and Trish just found these jellies for
Yeah, vegan jellies.
vegan jellies.
See, we
And-
don't really
and they
eat. We
say-
haven't until recently. We haven't ever really eaten much in the way of vegan pre-made food. You know, we don't
Because
do
we
that.
lived really rurally,
Yeah,
they just didn't have that.
but
stuff.
lately they've suddenly been inundated. Our local supermarket's been inundated with all these commercial vegan kind of junk foods, really, in a way. But they're kind of nice. They're not all junky. But anyway, we've had to try them all out, which is probably not the best thing to do. Although Dee Dee's cholesterol is pretty good, despite the fact that we've been trying out some of these things. But then we found these vegan. They're like those little
Gummy bears.
jelly things, gummy bear things. So we had to try them out just recently,
Mm.
and they were kind of nice, weren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I love watching this spaceship land.
and Jera said, Odin, Holly, Tim Black was deplatformed by Facebook 2 weeks ago for being political.
Tim Black
He
was deplatformed
He
by
just
Facebook
told us
2
last
weeks
night.
ago
Oh,
for
really?
being
For being
political.
too political? For being political. Oh, okay.
Jesus, God in
Jeez,
heaven.
really? Wow. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's what was he talking about anything in particular, Jera? Like, was he sort of, he wasn't talking about COVID, or they're very, very thingy about talking about COVID. Are you going to make us a cup of tea, Dee Dee? That's very good. From Facebook, yeah. And, let's see. Yeah, there's some subjects, like they don't like anything, like, this is weird because they didn't like the Graham Elwood. He thinks they didn't like he was talking about JFK. Well, there's been a gazillion things about JFK and that being, a suspect and a conspiracy. Like the whole thing wasn't just Lee Harvey Oswald. That's something that's all over the place. So he thinks, though, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's like banning you because you're talking about Santa Claus or something. It's sort of just ridiculous. So I don't know. If that's the case, I should be on my way out from Facebook in no time, because I've got 2 pages and that's all I talk about is political stuff. Imperial. I'm surprised. I'm waiting for them to do it to me again. They blocked my page for a week, my 2 pages. 3 pages, including Faint Signals from Vega. And I thought that was the end of it, but they let them come back. This was about a couple of years ago now, when they did that big deletion of 800 Facebook pages that there were anti-imperialist pages, etc. Facebook. Yeah. Well, that's really, Jera. That's really. You know what? I really hate Facebook so much. I really do, and the only reason I'm there is because there's a few journalists that are there, like Margaret Kimberley and Najama Baraka and Abby Martin and Robbie Martin and Matt. Oh, who else? Ben Norton. There's a few people that they do nice little updates every so often, and that's why I'm there, for the journalists, really. And
I had a great lot of friends on Facebook, Rania Masri and
yeah,
Ross
she doesn't really. They don't.
Kalak and all of those kind of people.
Well, they don't really. Did he? They don't really post anymore, really.
Well, I left,
Yeah, yeah.
nearly 2 years ago. I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I like seeing. I like seeing what Ajama Baraka posts. He always has these incredibly insightful things. I learn a lot from him. But I'm a, oh, Diddy, your mic is muted. Thanks, Holly.
Oh.
Um,
Diddy's mic is back on.
so
Oh, look.
Odin said, remember when Anon got wiped off Facebook? And Holly said, yeah, Russiagate was all over, fact-free and evidence-free. Yeah. Odin says, this is the result of commercial action of the web. It was inevitable. Commercialization, yep. Holly, Twitter blue checks, blue Anon. Okay, so I have another little cat on my lap now.
Tricia is
Alia.
catnip.
I'm catnip. We have some catnip growing out in the garden, and it's massive now, haven't we, Dee Dee?
Yes.
It's like a metre tall, isn't it?
Yeah. And a meter wide.
Yeah, a metre wide and a metre tall. It's gone crazy.
Yeah. I love it.
Well, anyway, that'll be interesting to see if Facebook goes in that direction. Excuse me. Part of me, in some ways, I know this is kind of awful, but part of me just would prefer they just get it over with. I just hate all this sort of
Tricia's
pretense.
an accelerationist.
I kind of think I am in some ways for some things. But isn't it all? Don't you hate it though, Dee Dee, when they pretend like they're not doing that, and they pretend that they want people to, to sort of feel free. They're always encouraging you to post on Facebook, and yet they're doing everything they can to sort of suffocate anything that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Because it's, associated with the Atlantic Council. And I hate that. I hate that pretense. And part of me would just prefer they just get it over with so everybody can see that they're fucked and that they need to be public utilities. But of course, there's a lot of people don't even care. They don't have a clue what they don't know.
Well,
and they don't know that it's important they don't even think about the wars.
Pictures of their holidays, and they
so I mean,
track of their children.
They can easily just get rid of any leftist things, and most people won't care and won't know. But in some ways, the illusion of freedom, exactly, Odin. And I just prefer they just get it over with, so that we can all see them for what they are, and that includes fucking YouTube, because they're secretly suffocating, and you get a really good idea when they loosen up the algorithms how many people would actually be interested in what you're talking about, Dee Dee?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to get my hopes up.
All of a sudden, you start getting a whole lot of...
I didn't want to get my hopes up just before Christmas, when there was a 3-week period where they obviously changed the algorithms, and lots of people seemed to be seeing my posts. And then I got about 250 or 300 people join in that period, and I thought, don't get attached to that, because for sure something's going to happen. And sure enough, just after the election, it all just went back to, sort of clamped down and suffocated. And and that's how
instead of getting 10 or 11 people a day, you got none.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
now
one
I've
a
been
week
stuck
or
at
one a month.
1,500 or 1,511 or whatever it is, or 1,510 for, I don't know, a few weeks now. It's just kind of completely... It's actually even worse than it was before that.
No, you were vacillating around 1,500.
But I was getting probably one a day or something, or one every other day.
For a little while, yeah.
Now I'm not getting anything. Like, it actually went backwards for a little bit, and now it's kind of like just one every sort of, if I'm lucky, every week.
Yeah.
So it's actually gotten even worse now. Oh, okay. Holly received the welcome email. So just in case
Panquake.
you probably missed Jera and
What happened?
No, there's something I wanted to tell
My
them.
computer just crashed or something.
Oh no. If we suddenly crash, it's because Dee Dee's thing has crashed. So we'll come
Let's
back
see.
if we end up crashing.
Yeah.
So anyway, this
I'll try and.
so I'll post this Substack thing of mine. Do you think we've crashed, Dee Dee?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
We're back.
If we crash,
Right.
we'll come back in another live stream.
I think that it's okay. I'm not sure. Let's see.
Ah. Did we crash completely, Dee Dee?
No, it should be there.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, maybe.
Oh no, we're still. Anyway, so
Okay, you're back. It's back on, isn't it?
this is my Substack, just in case one day YouTube decides to delete my channel, and then I have no way of contacting anybody. Feel free to sign up for this and my Substack thing, and I'll probably post twice a week. Just a few, some links to the videos and stuff, and I'll just keep that going to get some interest. Maybe I'll get some interest if anybody sees what I'm posting. But if you've subscribed to my Substack, if something happens and my channel gets deleted, I have some way of being able to contact people, and then I might move to Rockfin or something like that. So feel free to subscribe to it, and I promise I won't inundate your inbox. I won't be doing any more than one or two a week, which will just be links to my various videos.
Okay.
And maybe I might even be doing something else. I don't know. I might even do some other thing too, just as
The video is back, isn't
different
it?
content.
Just checking.
Is it
Holly at all? You can see stuff, can't you?
are we still live, or is it
Oh, I think we are.
let
but I'm
me
not
see.
sure. I just want to make sure that people
Let
can
me
see it on
let
the.
me have a look and see if
Write something.
oh yeah, I think we are. I still see
Yeah.
that we're okay. So Odin said, get yourself a drive and back up whatever you have
Yeah.
downloaded to the new in
I
any
think
way
Trish
they're
has
cheap
most
now. Yes,
everything backed
I
up.
do that. I haven't I there's about 6 videos I haven't downloaded to my hard drive sort of thing, but I will do that shortly. But I've got everything else there on my computer. Oh, is Tom? Oh, hi Tom. How are you? From the Shy Luddite in the back of the room. What is Substack and how do you subscribe? Oh, well, it's Substack. It's such a weird name, isn't it? But it's where I've noticed that Glenn Greenwald and Yasha Levine, and there's a few other people write blogs on Substack, but you can actually like post links to a podcast if you want to do that, like just an audio podcast or a video one. and it seems to be very popular. And I thought, well, and following Yasha Levine on it, I realized it's really simple. It's very simple to post there, and so I thought I might start something so that if YouTube has been very heavy with the algorithms and the censorship and also it's been knocking off channels, Tom, and I thought it might be good to start this Substack thing so I don't lose touch with people if suddenly one day, like mine's a tiny channel, so it's no threat to anybody, but they might decide one day we've had enough of anything like this, like anti-imperialist stuff, and they just go, no, delete, and they don't give you any warning, they just delete it.
No.
And that means you lose, 1,500, or in the cases of people with huge channels, hundreds of thousands of people. And if you don't have any way of contacting them, well, they're gone.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it might be good to start that up, and then if people can subscribe, and then if I do, I'll probably do at the most 1 or 2 posts a week with just some links of the videos that I'm doing in that week, and just so that maybe there's other people that aren't already subscribed. And but if something happens, at least I have a way of contacting people, and I have, and so people are, hopefully there'll be some people that will subscribe and stuff. Because that would be a real bummer. I've already had that happen to me twice now. Once it happened on Facebook, not that anything was deleted, but they did this incredible clampdown with algorithms, and I had like 58,000 people on this Facebook page, which was a vegan Facebook page, and it was something that I started, and then I had it going for I think it was 3 years, and it got 58,000 people on it, and then the algorithms changed on Facebook, and then it stopped completely, didn't it, Dee Dee? And then it started going backwards. And up until that point, I was having 100 people, 200 people joining a day toward the end.
And had picture things.
It was awful.
Where people
I had
were
I had people from all over the world. It was really fantastic, and there was, there were
showing
people
pictures
sending
of themselves and their
fantastic.
children and things
and then
like
it just
that.
died. Yeah, and then the algorithms, and then that was the end of it. And it's been going backwards. And now it's at 51,000. And do you think that I can communicate with those people? They've done something where I can't if I post something on that page, I get virtually no engagement. Even when I've done a couple of live streams on there to see
no
if I
warning,
could.
no explanation.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Hmm.
So that 58,000 people gone, because they don't get any, there doesn't seem to be anything getting through. So that's useless. Then I what happened? There was something else that I did. Oh yeah, I had a YouTube channel, Live Vegan, and that has 5,200 people on it. And if I post something now, there's absolutely almost no engagement at all. Dee Dee.
Yeah.
No it's useless. It's completely useless.
Yeah.
And it has more people on it than I have on this channel.
And Vegan
and I
Trove
can't.
is much better.
There's nothing happening with it. Oh no, Vegan Trove. That's the username for this channel. But I'm talking about the Live Vegan channel.
Oh, yeah.
There's absolutely nothing happening on. So that's 5,200 people gone. So all thousands of people, and I can't reach them.
Mm.
And they've taken away the ability to sort of. You used to be able to send out, used to be able to contact people via YouTube. Hey.
Yeah.
But now they've taken that away, except for that community tab thing, and who knows if that really works. I don't know. Anyway, it's lovely to be under the control of a few major tech,
Yes,
Silicon
lovely.
Valley. Hi Dan, how are you? And Tom said, oh thanks Tom, and Holly said, you're welcome, and Oh, Furious. I'm going to have to come back as somebody else now because Furious Psyops is here. So
Because
hold on, as Furious Psyops is here, so I'm going to have to
yeah.
come back as the Naked Empire.
Hi, Furious. I can't see you because I'm on
It's
this
lucky
channel.
somebody says hello to him because I wouldn't be able to see him. So let's see. So I'm just crapping on as usual, Furious. So anyway, I should be able to see what you're saying now. So hello. So how are you, Dan? And how are you, Furious? I hope you're well. Oh, okay. Jera said, Trish, I subbed and sent my Gmail. I hope it went through. Oh, that's great. I'll have a look, Jera.
Dan, this game is No Man's Sky. And it's kind of an exploration, come survival, come, I don't know, biology game.
Yeah. It's really good to see you, Tom. And good to see you, Furious and Dan. What's been happening, Furious? Oh, God. Ali is sitting on my lap and I need to stand up. What is this game? It's did you
Yes,
tell?
I said this is No
okay.
Man's Sky.
Good.
Yes, it's great graphics. That's one reason we play it. It's a very laid back game. Basically, you play as this spacefarer, and I'll show you my little sky. This is me.
So anyway, I was checking out this game because there was this free game and it's some Jurassic something or other. It's a and I don't know, Dee Dee. It was a little bit. The graphics are really lovely on it, but it's Dee Dee thinks that it's a bit. What did you say it was wrong with it?
It's a bit controlled. You have to be just so
right
with it. Yeah, it's Jurassic Park, and you have to, like have certain things, and you have to get them in exactly the right position, and it doesn't tell you why it's the right position. Or there's not a lot of freedom. You have to go one step, two step.
Dan said I Skyped you with photos of flooding here at home and a clip of a Senate vote. Yes, I got that, Dan. I just haven't had time to write back. But wow, I saw the flooding. It's really nuts.
No, I wasn't all blue.
And
I was purple.
And Furious said, not much. I just woke up and started looking through my messages, saw yours, and got on here. Very good. I'm glad you got that.
I'm purple. I'm not
glad
blue.
you were able to come. And Dan said, you're all blue. Come back. I hope to see your robot. And Furious said, the time zone difference is way off for me, but I don't mind it. It's 8:47 a.m. here right now. I know it's really
I'm purple, and I
it's
have
kind of a
whiskers.
really nuts. It's almost 1 o'clock here a.m. and it's Saturday. Yeah, it's sort of really difficult. Like we try not to do anything when all these leftist journalists are doing their live streams, but that's probably the most sort of suitable time, though, isn't it, Dee Dee?
It is.
To do it, but I don't like the idea of competing or like doing
Because
it when
everybody
there's...
on this channel tends to like to go to those channels anyway.
Yeah, I like to go to those channels too,
Yeah.
so I'd rather be there watching their stuff. And so, but then by the time they're all finished, it's kind of, I suppose it's still all right. But then we have things to do too during the day as well, so that's another thing.
No.
And
We sleep during the day and we do live streams all night. Isn't that true, Trishi?
yes, yes, it is. I need to stand up. I'm getting a numb behind from just sitting here because Alia's on my lap, and I don't like kind of putting cats off my lap, because they're particularly Alia, because she
'Cause
likes...
she's a sweetie.
She's a sweetie, and she doesn't... she's got a side order of Gritch, and she gets a little bit stroppy with people, and so it's really good for her to sort of just hang out and sit in my lap and get cuddles and stuff. And you know what it'd be? Is there such a thing? Is there any Star Trek games, Dee Dee, where they're actually the Star Trek people?
I think there may be.
We should look into that, because that'd be
could look
kind of
it up.
fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
We should look into that.
yeah.
That'd be great.
Oh, yes.
Are
Video
there?
of the Yard. I think that's mostly down by the river. But yes, it was lovely.
Are there lots of Star Trek games? Wow. Okay, we'll have to look into that,
I know
Dee.
there's a bunch of Star Wars games, but
Yeah, there are, aren't there?
yeah.
Um,
Knights of the Old Republic. Are the Star Trek games fun?
yeah. Star Trek Bridge Crew, Star Trek Timeline, Star Trek... Oh, excuse me. Star Trek Conquest, Star Trek Legacy, Star Trek Tactical. It reminds me of CSI Elevator, Special Elevator. What was that called, Diddy?
Oh, yes. CSI's Special Elevator Inspectors.
Yeah. Star Trek Elite Force, Star Trek Starfleet. So are any of these sort of particularly good? Does anybody know anything about these? Oh God, they're really... Look, they've been around. See, this just shows how clueless I am about games. Look, there's one with Picard, Star Trek Hidden Evil. Oh, little girl.
Hidden Evil. I don't know if I'd want to
It's
play
it's
Star
a
Trek
third,
Hidden
Diddy?
Evil.
It's a third... Well, I'm just looking
And
at it just to
Conquest
sort of
and
see what's there.
What, you've got to go and...
A third-person action-adventure video game released in 1999. Anyway, we'll have to look into that.
Oh,
I
good.
see. The ones that are older kind of look a little bit stiff, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Or not. I don't know. I don't know what they're like.
That doesn't look like it would
Hey?
be to that entertaining. I don't know if it might be fun, but I don't know if it's that entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Maybe the more recent ones are more aesthetically pleasing.
Probably.
I don't know though, they seem to be all around 2000. Wow, it goes right back to 1986. Oh my God. 1986. Jesus. Wow. Look at the 1986 one, Didi. Can you
Oh,
see
yeah.
on the TV?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like, I'm not even sure how you even
Yeah.
play that.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting game. Um, this one. You can do all kinds of things.
The history of Star Trek games from 1971 to 2017.
One of the big things you do is scan things in
The
this
history of
game.
video games. Okay, well, I'm going to have to. I wonder how many. I wonder how many like videos there are on YouTube now. There must be like billions. Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, millions anyway.
And Furious said. Oh, Holly said. Hang on. Furious said. True, I understand that streaming during other live streams, just choose whatever times you two feel are more convenient. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. We're trying to find a time where it's kind of suits most people, but it's
Where,
not interfering with somebody else's live stream, like a journalist or
yeah,
something. But yeah, maybe we'll have to maybe if we start doing things like in the kind of like around 11 a.m. in the morning, that might actually work out. Hey,
yeah,
because a lot of people have finished their stuff by 11, haven't they?
yeah.
Dee Dee's a little bit besotted with the aren't you?
What?
You're a little bit besotted with the screen.
With the game?
Yeah, are you?
Oh no,
No?
no.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kind of interesting. There's an awful lot of animals on this planet.
So Holly
Yeah.
said, I'm not a gamer, but people who play... Oh, excuse me. People who play them say they're fun. That's good. And Furious said, hi, Dee Dee. Sri,
Hi.
I'm multitasking here with just waking up and checking Twitter and Facebook. That's always a good thing. I'm multitasking when I'm watching live streams too. I'm listening, but sort of sometimes I'm watching two things at once. Sometimes, when two groups are having a live stream at the same time, and you want to participate in both, and that gets tricky.
Yeah.
So, and Dan said, multiplayer game while live stream Matrix would be Unreal Reality. My robot would be clumsy LOL like me.
Okay.
So, has anybody heard anything about you know how Elon Musk was talking about going to Mars and all of that? Was he just full of hot air as he usually is, and was that just all to get attention? Because I haven't heard anything about his Mars endeavors. Have you, Dee Dee? Elon Musk?
Not much. Not lately.
Oh, okay. Jamal Thomas, yeah. He's was demonetized. Now he's back. Oh, okay.
What? Who's demonetized?
Jamal Thomas was demonetized, and now he's back.
I thought Elon Musk was demonetized.
And let's see. He cried in an interview. Who cried in an interview? Elon Musk. Mr. We coup whoever we want to.
Yeah.
We do a coup on whoever we want to. He's somebody that needs a slap, really. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him and Mars lately. I wonder if that was just all, like trying to get attention. Because Dee Dee and I have always been incredibly skeptical about all of that. Hey, Dee Dee.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Um, I mean, I've always been fascinated by space and that kind of thing, but I just feel like it's so far out of the realm of reality at this point
Yes,
that
it's
yeah,
there's
it's
not
kind of
enough time,
ridiculous.
is there, Dee Dee? And they
No,
don't have enough.
no, I
They
mean,
they can't even like we were watching a live stream of a spacewalk the other night, this International Space Station, and I mean, how difficult that was for those people to do that. Hey, Dee Dee.
yeah,
It was really klutzy, and I'm thinking, there are things that we can't even get together on Earth, like the biosphere thing. That didn't work out, did it, Dee Dee?
no.
Why? And tell folks why that didn't work out. Because
Uh, well, there were a few reasons. Basically, the carbon was a big issue.
the what?
Carbon, carbon dioxide. They were having problems scrubbing the carbon dioxide.
Right, out of the biosphere.
Yeah.
And there hasn't really been anything like that really since, has there?
Uh, no,
And
no.
so,
If it hadn't been for that particular group who were kind of out there,
mm,
I don't think that would have happened either.
yeah,
I mean,
so,
you needed a group that was um, kind of pretty unusual.
right. So if they couldn't make that work on Earth with, an environment around the biosphere that was friendly, right? Dee Dee,
Yeah,
you might want to stop while you're talking about
yeah.
this.
Okay. I'm
Um,
being shot is the problem.
what's that?
I'm being shot.
Oh, okay.
Let me
If they
get my
couldn't make it
spaceship.
work, on Earth, this biosphere contained,
Yeah.
then
We're
how on
thinking we're
Earth,
talking about biosphere 2 now.
biosphere 2, sorry,
Yeah.
how can they make it work on an unfriendly planet where, we've got really extreme temperatures, and if you have a problem, you're kind of stuffed. It's not like you've got an external atmosphere with plenty of oxygen and stuff. So let me know when you're finished with them.
Okay. God, come on.
So
Surely
that's
you
the
can.
thing. It's like so because of that, and because of the approaching, like, this climate crisis escalating and all of that, we don't think it's just not possible. It's not possible in resource sense, or in a
No.
time sense, or in the ability to actually do it in time. All of those things. It's just sort of, depending on one's view of how the climate crisis is going, which we have a very grim view of it, don't we, Dee Dee?
Yes. Oh, look, I think we're kind of stuffed,
Yeah, we're
actually.
kind of stuffed, and I think a lot of people know that on some level. So anyway, I don't think that there's not enough time or anything to get that
Yeah.
together.
Biosphere 2, I mean, was
Excuse me.
was a huge project in Arizona.
Sorry, little
People
girl.
don't know, to create an alternative, basically a self-sustaining environment,
Yeah,
something where they could produce enough food, and it was airtight, so they were trying to reproduce enough oxygen to keep breathing.
yeah,
And the air started getting very thin. They had to basically pump out, put in big pumps to pump out the carbon dioxide and do some filtering. The insect population collapsed. I think only one type of insect was left.
Oh no.
Why
Why did it,
various
Did he?
issues.
Why did the insect population collapse?
Well, they didn't get the ecology right.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to have an entire ecology with a tropical zone and an arid zone and a
Right.
temperate zone, and
All in one sphere.
all in one, yeah, and an aquatic zone, all in this one huge, effectively greenhouse.
Yeah. How big
Airproof
was it,
greenhouse.
that biosphere? How big was that?
Oh
How
God, it was kilometers, I think.
kilometers? Like
Yeah.
what? 5 kilometers?
Yeah, I don't remember. You'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
But
That seems
it
like
was
a lot
really
of
big.
different sort of zones in one.
Yeah, well, they were trying to create even their own weather where it would rain
Oh,
inside and so
jeez.
on.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, they were really trying to create.
Oh, and guess what?
They wanted to have enough diversity.
Didi, I want to
of
tell them about
insects.
Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon was involved in indirectly in that. The person who funded it, wasn't it? Was he was the lawyer to that guy?
Oh,
who
he was a lawyer to Ed Bass.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Furious.
When Ed Bass sued the Synergia people.
Yeah.
Um,
Ed Bass was he wasn't a billionaire. He was a.
I think probably a billionaire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was Bass Oil Money, Texas Oil Money.
Yeah.
He was a younger son, and he would get access to $20 or $30 million to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally just to play with. They said, you can do what you want with that. We can write it off as a tax loss.
Right. Right.
$20 or $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Now that's an outrageous amount of money.
Yeah, for that time.
Yeah.
Because that would be like probably 5 times that now, wouldn't it?
And so he had various projects going with the Synergias, and that was probably the biggest one.
Right, and
Yeah, there was a couple of people who had there was a lot of stresses.
yeah,
There was a lot of stresses in that group of people. I think there's been a documentary made about that group
right.
recently.
Have there been?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like what Holly said. Billionaire tears whole line. Furious Sype said, I saw someone talking about Elon Musk's brain chip implants, and they made a good suggestion that Elon should be the first to get his brain chip implant if he says it's perfectly safe. Exactly. Good one. And Dan said the tech evolving from space travel is tangential. Look, we got Tang going to the moon. And Furious said, yeah, the biosphere cheated and had to import oxygen.
Yeah.
And
there was a lot of other problems with it. Basically, a number of the interrelationships collapsed, which was useful information if you're taking it from a purely scientific point of view. There's no such thing as failure, because everything is useful information. You realize that it collapsed, and you look at why it collapsed. You realize this thing collapsed, and you try to see why did that thing collapse and that thing didn't collapse. And that's all useful. And there are still people running experiments in the biosphere.
Is there? Does it still exist?
I think it went to the University of Arizona.
So it still exists?
Oh, it still exists. It's huge.
Wow.
And they have tours every so often.
Oh, wow.
But there are scientists who, use it to run different kinds of experiments.
Right.
Nothing as full on as the original biosphere experiment,
Right.
which was to put, those people, the 6 people in the biosphere for 2 years,
Yeah.
and just lock them in.
Oh.
And they were also having problems producing enough food to eat.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
And Tom said, I think it probably won't happen, even though it will keep the Trekkies mesmerized and the finance flowing. Yeah. Dan said, the tech created to achieve Mars, rehearsal for Earth. Furious Sypes, they have to make oxygen from water, but they would be damaging to the new planet already. Furious said that the that biosphere was turned into a museum now. People can go on tours and visit. Dan said, my isolation in my biodome protecting me from the virus. Odin, Colbert Report just had his World War film doc banned from YouTube. Really? World War film. I don't know if I've seen that.
What was that?
The Colbert Report had his World War film doc banned from YouTube. I don't know which one that is. I can't see it now, but I think he has on his own site, doesn't he? He has all the stuff there on his colbertreport.com or something. Anyway, excuse me. But we're not getting off. Odin said, we're not getting off this planet. There is nowhere else to go. It is all pie in the sky. Yeah, I agree. Pie in the sky, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that, Odin. It's and it's all sort of a bit hopium, that sort of. There's people have watched too many Hollywood movies with plucky bands of people saving the planet, and in reality, it just doesn't work like that.
No. No, not at all.
Odin, he covered some of the facts of World War One and its start. Oh, okay. Only some I know more. Yeah. Oh, no, don't do that. Alia, don't do that. Alia's bothering Nandi.
What's she doing?
Don't do that. Whoops. Whoops. Poor Nandi. It's alright, sweetie. It's okay. Alia got a little bit close to Nandi in his face. So, let's see.
But yes, it's a shame. But I really don't think we have time for space.
No.
It takes a long time to get to Mars. It would take over a year.
Yeah. People would end up being half crippled when they get out of the craft, because with all the lack of, how when you have to...
Even if they had some exercise and that kind of thing, I think it would still be very difficult.
Yeah. Well, I remember, those, when those people were, those astronauts, how long were they up in space for, and they came down and they could barely walk?
Yeah, well, I think there's a problem with bone density.
Yeah, you have to have weight-bearing exercises and stuff. But then there's all the psychology. I think we've talked about this before, but the psychological thing of being in a craft with people for over a year in a small area, and then you get there, and then it's completely different to Earth. There's no greenery. There's no things that are nothing that's there. Familiar. There's nothing there. I mean, there's so many things. You'd have to have an incredible, be a sort of real special kind of person that could deal with being cooped up with people for that length of time.
I think it would be very difficult to have people there, a group of people for any period of time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think it would be kind of insane, really.
It would be insane. The only way you could survive that, I think, is if you had those actual, those holodeck things like they have in Star Trek, where you can kind of get away and
yeah.
And
I
they
don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be, if you're talking about a real spaceship going to Mars, you're going to be so limited in terms of what you can carry.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and how long? Like it's like it would be more than it'd be close to 2 years, wouldn't it? That you'd be going
Yeah,
along?
it'd be over 2 years. You'd be gone.
Yeah. I don't think that would. And you'd need a group of people because that's how many people you'd need. Unless
Yeah.
unless you were able to send things up and have them there before you turned up. But that would take forever. You'd have to have them kind of. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they were Musk was planning on sending all kinds of stuff there on rocket ships first.
Right.
So there would be a bunch of materials there when you got there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
just the difficulty of getting any kind of payload, you'd probably have to have at least 4 people going.
Right.
Yeah. And to find 4 people who are compatible for that period of time
Yeah.
in that kind of situation, it would be very difficult. All you'd need is for one of the people to start going a bit crazy, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's easily conceivable
That somebody,
that somebody
could go
would
nuts.
go a bit nuts.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And then what do? Then you've got somebody. You'd have to probably sedate them, and I don't know. It'd
well,
just
what
be.
for? How long?
Yeah, I know.
For-
Well, that's the
for-
thing,
for a
isn't
year
it?
and a
You'd have to
half?
somehow sort of. I don't know what you do actually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, what do you do?
Yeah, could be a nightmare, and I mean, who knows what would happen, for that length of time.
Yeah,
And on top of that, then, if you have any problems in that spacecraft, well, I don't know.
well, you try and make sure that you wouldn't, or you had enough spares and so on. But I mean, that runs into its own set of problems.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just too many variables, too many things could go wrong, and not enough time. And I think Elon Musk is kind of a bit of a wanker, really. I think he just likes to sound like he's, kind of
Well, anybody who'd put
fabulous
put a
and
car into orbit,
yeah.
so
Yes,
you can
he's
say
got
you
way
did.
too much money. He thinks he's some sort of in some sort of god realm, really, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think. No, I can't see any link there.
What's that?
I can't see a link. Odin posted a link. So. Odin said the British knew of the treat to sink her. She was carrying arms, gun cotton. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. The Lusitania or something. Yep. Okay. So Furious said, yeah, Elon is an uber wanker. He is, isn't he? That's too bad because initially I was hoping that he was sensible, but then you just see that he's a wanker like the others. I think having too much money just kind of, I don't know, does something to people.
Yes, I think so. Oh, I need a microprocessor. Jesus.
Yeah, there's just not enough time to watch all the different things that are interesting on YouTube. There's so many great things. What's happening, Dee Dee?
Well, I've just built myself a little house and I'm living in it now.
Oh, okay.
The sentinels are searching for me. I get my spaceship over here.
Yes, I'm afraid as a species, we're
comes.
going to go
What?
out with a whimper rather than a bang. It's really sad. I sort of thought I didn't think that things could get so stupid, you know. I really didn't.
Yeah.
If somebody would have told me when I was in my 20s that things were going to end up like this, wouldn't have believed them, because I thought people, and particularly people in power, I thought that they would sort of rather do something than have everything go pear-shaped and go extinct. But no, they're quite happy to go extinct. So
Yeah.
they'll be
Yeah.
dead anyway before that happens. But that that's
Well,
what
they all
where
think
we're
that
at.
they're going to be able to get their own, bunker or something.
Yeah.
If they can only get control of all the resources, yeah, they'll be able to get a bunker and save themselves somehow.
I haven't seen that History of Oil by Colbert. Some of the things he's a little bit of a climate denier, which I'm not overly fussed on, but he's got some good things on his channel. And that was one thing I wouldn't have minded seeing.
Yeah. Now I can teleport myself anywhere.
So, Furious, did I ask you if you have a lockdown in your area? You're in Maryland, aren't you? From what I remember. Something like that. You're in the northeast somewhere. So Tom said, it's like the old quip, if I knew where I was going to die, I would never go there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the other one, something about I don't mind the thought of dying. I just don't want to be there when it happens. I mean, I don't mind dying. I just don't want to be there when it happens, or something.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
Woody Allen thing or something.
I love that Sufi story about the fellow who gets some sort of a prophecy that he's going to die in such and such a city, and he decides he's going to move, and go away from it, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Right.
And then where he is, one day he sees death,
Right.
and he's so frightened that he runs back to the city where he was supposed to die, and then death comes for him and said, "Gee, I was looking for somebody else in that other city, and I was wondering what you were doing there, because I was supposed to pick you up here."
Oh, whoops.
And that's just a weird story about the fear of death.
Little girl is on my
Trish
lap
and Dee
again.
just nailed it. What did we nail?
Um, Fury said, yes, it's a kind of lockdown. I'm in Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan is trying to get teachers and kids to go back to school when not everyone has had a vaccine. Oh, that's good. And Lorna said maybe the only thing to save humanity would be for all to accept reality and consume less and responsibly. So it looks pretty bleak, yeah. And then Furious said, masks are mandatory in stores, but not everyone is taking it seriously, and it's a mixed reaction. I've been isolating myself indoors since March and have been taking vitamin D pills, but I go outside. Yep,
Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you're taking vitamin D.
it's what you need.
Yeah. I didn't know. I actually saw this medical video recently on vitamin D, and I didn't know it was a hormone. Isn't that amazing?
I think they didn't say it was a hormone, that it
Or
acted
like
a
a hormone. That's it. Acted like a hormone,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
yeah.
Oh wow! It just snowed there, 16 inches. Furious. Wow!
What's that?
It snowed 16 inches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, excuse me. It snowed full on in New York City, didn't it? Oh. We don't get much snow here.
No, occasionally.
We get snow on the mountains, but we don't really get snow in the lower areas, really. Wow, on Monday, Holly said they got almost a meter of snow. Hey, Didi,
Yeah.
you wouldn't feel like making us a piece of toast, would you? And a cup of
Maybe.
and a cup
Yeah.
of tea?
Yeah.
Well, that would be great. Odin said everybody wants to get the kids back to school. They're making up BS like kids can't transmit it or less likely to yeah. I heard that captain, that 100-year-old captain from World War II, died. And I was just thinking how sad that guy, he's 100, darling, and he helped raise about $32 million for the NHS, and I'm thinking how ridiculous it is that in a sovereign economy they have, like Boris Johnson is going, oh, good one, Captain Tom, thank you for, doing that walk back and forward across your yard and raising 32 million or whatever it was, for the NHS, when he could have, they're starving the NHS and making it dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Because it's always been a plan since the 80s for the UK to privatise the NHS. And here's Boris Johnson going, oh, thumbs up, Captain Tom or whatever his name is. And the guy ends up dying of COVID. It's just disgusting. Like, Boris Johnson should be embarrassed that some old veteran that's 100 years old is having to walk across his yard in a walker to raise money for the NHS.
Is that what he did, walk across his yard in
he
a
was
walker?
walking back and forward with his walker. Yeah, in his yard to raise money for the NHS. And Boris Johnson's not embarrassed. Not embarrassed at all.
Yeah.
I mean, truly and really.
Dickhead.
Yeah, well, you think? Yeah, it may have been. It may have been. I don't know. He looked like he was. Oh, don't do that, little guy. Yep. Yeah, it could be. Could have been, but I don't know. Captain Tom or whatever looked like he was a nice, kindly old fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NHS is a mess. Yep. It's disgusting, and it's I don't know. Now the Labour Party's just back to a whole bunch of Blairites in England now.
I love these little things, I have to say. This game where you can make a little house like this, and you have your teleportation device where you can walk into it and then suddenly you're in your underwater house.
Hey, Didi,
Yeah.
do you think we could have a piece of toast?
Piece of toast. Yes.
And a cup of
Yes,
tea?
Tracy, I'll get you a piece of toast.
Oh, good.
I'll leave people looking.
I've
out
got
at
a
the
little
fish.
cat on my lap. And I don't like throwing her off, and she keeps sort of getting on my lap and stuff. Oh, Alex is here. Real Politics. How are you, Alex? Yeah, really. I'd say consumption and individualism, Alex. Yep. That's. I'll have just butter, thanks. I'll just have that. Margarine, yep. I call it butter, but yeah. Vegan margarine. Um yeah, and maybe just some nutritional yeast and some sesame seeds. That'd be nice. I think it's more control. What did he? Oh yes, yes, I'll have that. Yep. Um. Oh, you've got to go to work, Tom. Oh, okay. Thanks for dropping by. It was lovely to see you. Um.
We've just gotten plums off
Oh
of our
yeah.
tree. We're in plum season at the moment.
Yeah,
And
we got a bunch of
bye,
plums off
Tom.
the tree before the possums got them,
Yeah, they're
which was
lovely too.
excellent. And oh, Alex and anybody who's joined recently may be furious. And I've got a Substack thing now that just in case at some point YouTube decides to either delete me or just the algorithms get so insane that it's just not doing very well. And if I don't lose track of people lose touch with people, I've started this Substack which I was going to post. And I've just posted a link in the information section. Hi Herb, and if you feel like it, please feel free to subscribe to it. And I'll only be posting like a couple of times a week with a few of the videos. That's the other problem with YouTube. It doesn't really always give notifications if it gives them at all to people. So this just helps me keep in touch with people just in case as YouTube goes further and further to getting rid of left channels and stuff like that. So anybody feel free to subscribe to that Substack, and I will not sort of flood your inbox with anything. It'll just be one or two things a week, and that's it. And
just
notifications
basically
about live streams.
notifications.
Yeah. What's that?
Just basically
Yeah,
notifications.
yeah. And then if it all goes pear-shaped, at least I haven't lost contact with people.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom. Have a good day, I hope.
Yeah. So, what time do you think it would be in, let's see, be like 9:30 in New York State, wouldn't it, right now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I like the underwater things in this game.
What's that?
I like the underwater things in this game. I think their underwater is often very pretty.
Yeah.
I can sit there and
I think
look
it's
at it
I
and
think it's
enjoy.
popped up, Dee Dee.
Okay. Trisha's keeping me in line for the toast.
Huh?
It's 1:30 in the morning here, so I've noticed that when it gets to be past midnight, if you want to keep staying up, you need to eat, or eating is one way to
That's
kind
what
of
we
keep
tell
you up.
ourselves anyway, isn't it, Dee
Yeah, yeah.
Dee? Oh, hi, Alan. How are you? Alan said, all these people Australian, I'm trying to figure out their...
Wonder what caterpillar hook
Whoops.
sounded like.
Oh, okay, so it's 9:30 in Florida. Yep, Herb. How have you been, Herb? So what are you up to today, Furious? Anything exciting? Anything interesting? Or are you just having a quiet day inside? And that's good, Alan. Where are you from? Like what country?
Whose accent is that?
Our accent.
Well, Trish has kind of a, what, mostly Australian accent.
Yeah, mostly.
I have a slightly Australian accent.
You have sort of like 80. Do you have 90%? No, you have like 80 or
I
70,
have a
75%.
accent. What?
You have 75% like an Australian accent and 25 US.
Oh, this is very pretty. I forgot about this.
And then Odin says, I used to stay up for many hours, sometime over 24. It's true you need to eat for the hours you're awake. I don't know, I could probably do with less eating. And let's see. Alan said England. Oh, and okay. So are you sort of in the around that London area, or are you sort of in the north of England, or are you in the south somewhere? And Furious said, quiet day so far. I have some deliveries coming today, and I'm looking for a 250-gallon water container for my property to collect rainwater. Wow. So do you must live in a kind of a rural-y sort of area in Maryland, Furious. And then Furious said, and I finally saw the doctor. I finally saw the outdoor stray cat that comes to our back porch for food. Was worried because I hadn't seen him for a few days since the snow. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, okay. And you send some photos. Nice. I'd like that. And Alan said, I'm from the north. Oh, okay. Do you know much about the north of England, Dee Dee?
Well, I know a little bit about it, but I haven't been there. The furthest north I've gotten is Oxford.
We don't know if we'll ever get. We wanted to go on a we wanted to go on a holiday one day.
We'd like to at some point go to Scotland.
Yeah, to Scotland, and but we don't know if we're ever going to be able to do that with all the COVID stuff. Like, I don't know. There'd have to be some really good vaccines and all that kind of thing. And if the variants keep happening, there's going to have to be a new vaccine every year. But they said that that shouldn't be such a problem. It'd be nice if there were vegan vaccines, but that seems to be something in the distant future, if ever. Look at little guy, Diddy. He's doing needy paws. Are you doing needy paws,
That's
Eefy?
very pretty.
So Alex said, If New Zealand are Kiwis, what are Tasmanians? Yeah. Well, we could be devils, couldn't we, Dee
Yes.
Dee? Tasmanian devils. um, Odin said maniacs. That's a good one. Dee Dee often says Tasmaniacs, don't you, Dee
Yes,
Dee?
I do.
Well done, Odin.
Yeah.
And Alan said, "What's that game you two are playing?" Well, I'm not playing it. Dee Dee's playing it, and it's No Man's
No
Sky.
Man's Sky.
And it's kind of
It's
a
very
laid-back
pretty
game.
game.
And Jen said, "Furious, they use large food-grade liquid containers on ranches. Check with local farmers. I got one for $60, 300 gallons for watering plants." Wow. We've got like how many how many things of water have we got, Dee Dee?
Oh, we've got something like 125,000
Yeah,
liters of water.
We've got 125,000 liters of water.
But
is
that's
that
because
is that
we're entirely dependent on
we're
our
entirely dependent on it.
and we need to water trees.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
just
that's
for
right.
us.
We've got fruit trees and things. Is that including the one over there, Dee Dee?
Yeah.
You're right. So,
The two
excuse me,
big-
we didn't have to. Oh, Dee Dee, would you mind terribly getting that toast?
Getting the toast.
We didn't have to get any water refills this summer, and we've only really. It's been much better now that we have enough. We kind of have enough tanks. We could do with one more, but it's great when you go through summer and you don't need to get any water from. You can, like, the whole year you've managed to cover your water intake and being able to water the fruit trees and all that kind of thing. So Odin said Tasmanians are quite safe as long as they are not foaming at the mouth. I'd steer clear of the foamy one. Did you hear that, Dee Dee? Tasmanians are quite safe as long as they are not foaming at the mouth. I'd steer clear of the foamy ones. And Alex said, I used to watch the cartoon Tasmanian Devil. Yeah, that was a weird cartoon. That's been around forever. Alan said, I'm from a place called Houghton, is it? Houghton? Sorry. Houghton. It's near Sunderland. It's in Teesside. Teesside. I'll have to look that up, Alan. And I mean a place called Houghton. Right. And Holly said, Alex, yes, Bugs Bunny. And Alan, this is No Man's Sky. Alex said, Holly, oh snap, was Tasmanian Devil part of that universe? I didn't realize. Alex said, I was just watching it on its own. What's that, Dee Dee? Houghton. Oh, excuse me. Houghton. I'll have to look that up. Okay, I'm just going to turn my microphone off for a moment while I eat some toast.
Trish is hesitant to crunch on the crust. You're hesitant to crunch on the crust. What were you watching? I don't know how that happened. I've muted. Oh. Did I turn it off? No. I should be alright. I shouldn't be mute. Here we go.
I go to a map of Houghton, and I see there's a place called the Three Jolly Butchers. What is that? I hope it's not what I think it is, or is it just a funny name for a area?
What's that?
The Three Jolly Butchers in Houghton.
Oh,
Houghton is a village in Cambridgeshire in England,
Go
approximately
on.
3 miles east of Huntington.
oh, good. You can hear me now. They can hear me now. Oh no. I think my game has just crashed. Yet again. Oh God. Everything crashed. Everything crashed.
I think we might have crashed, so we may have to come back. I don't know. Hang on, let me write something.
I wonder if I'm still streaming. I think I may be. No, we're okay. We're
Okay.
still streaming, but everything crashed. Well, no, it's come back up. I'm getting the game back up.
That's good that you're still here.
We're going to see the universe running through the thing for a little while.
I'm sorry, I'm just
Yes.
we'll
be back
eating
in
some
just a minute
toast. And I just have to
with the
turn my
game.
microphone off for a minute.
And are you crunching away while you're, okay, I'm gonna mute my thing for a minute and crunch. Yes, swirling through space at the moment.
Have we crashed, Dee Dee, or have we crashed, or is it, no.
I'm gonna have to fly away, I think. I was on a very nice planet, now I'm somewhere else.
Oh no. I think they can hear us munching. I don't know why. I hope you can only hear Dee Dee munching because I have my thing turned off.
Munching sounds.
So anyway, Alan, it seems like it's a fairly small village that you live in, which sounds really nice. Oh no! They can hear me crunching away. It's a very crunchy piece of toast. Oh well.
It is a very crunchy piece of toast.
So I don't know about you, but I think avocado is fantastic. And I don't know what happened not it wasn't last summer, was it, Didi? Last year in winter we got all these. They were selling avocados all the time, and they were reasonably priced, and it was just fantastic, wasn't it, Didi?
Yes.
All through winter.
They were lovely, and they were really inexpensive.
And now they cost like twice as much, don't they?
3 times as much, I think,
Yeah.
and we hardly ever
That's
have
right.
them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the prices of fruit and stuff, but it's getting really nuts here at times, isn't it?
Well, I think people make the mistake of thinking, like as things get worse globally, that our problem is going to be, like, oh, all of a sudden the sea level rises and everything is going to be flooded, or we're suddenly going to be out of something or other. I think what will happen is things will just get more expensive to the extent that a lot of people are just not going to be able to afford food
Yeah.
or anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, because there are things now that are becoming unaffordable, like some sorts of fruits and stuff. Hey, Didi. I mean, we regularly, when we go shopping, there'll be things we'll say, no, can't afford it. But avocados, wow. They're so fulfilling in so many ways.
They're very fulfilling. Oops.
Odin says imagination went full auto as soon as you muted.
I think everybody likes avocados. Avocados are wonderful. And I think there's all kinds of issues with the cartels and so on taking over avocado fields, and I think it's a major issue in Mexico.
We can't grow avocados here because it's
Yes, we can.
We can in Tasmania.
Yes, we do.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Where?
Up towards Launceston somewhere. They're, kind of in a greenhouse, but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Does it work out okay?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, wow. Excuse me.
And that's really excellent.
I wonder if we could do that. Didi.
What? Oh, I don't think so.
Why? Why?
Because they're really not meant for this climate, A. And I don't think we want to try growing them in greenhouses with special conditions and all that sort of
Oh.
thing. We have a hard enough time growing the things that grow here.
So they really have to be really careful, do they, when they grow
Yeah,
avocados?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's too bad. You filled me with hope and then you dashed it, Dee Dee.
Oh, I know. I'm awful.
Odin said big farmers put the small farms out of bigness. Is that business or bigness? Caused routs, or is that droughts in the regions that grow them by hoarding water and digging deep wells? And Alex said avocados need very particular environment. Yes. Aren't they wonderful though?
They are.
So apparently our off microphone thing doesn't work very well.
Well, let's see. Oh my goodness.
Da, 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 da. Let's see. What's that? Oh, Furious, you sent me that photo, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. Can you see what that is, Dee Dee? It looks like some sort of a... Dee Dee, can you see
Yeah.
what that is? What
Hang
is
on.
that?
Um,
Is that some sort of a container?
well, it's some sort of a mat in a drum of some sort.
Right. Ah. You like salt and pepper on your avocados, Herb. You know what I like? Sometimes I like a bit of lemon. Sometimes I like chili, and then sometimes I like sesame seeds. Dee Dee's a big fan of chili. You like chili and everything.
like chili
Dee Dee
and
would have
everything.
chili in a cereal if she could, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And it's turned out now that I kind of like chili on most things too.
I've spoiled her.
Hey?
I've ruined you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my, look at this. How big a freighter is this? Pretty big.
I didn't know that you lived in a rural area of Maryland, Furious. That's great.
It's nice living in rural areas.
At least you can sort of, I mean, I guess you've got enough space that in a lockdown you could probably maybe go out into some area where, I don't know, I mean, I don't know if they expect you to, sort of, if you're in a rural area and there's plenty of space around you, I guess they'd let you're able to go outside and enjoy that, wouldn't you, Dee Dee?
Yeah. Well,
I don't
if
know
you're
how
in a
people are
rural
getting
area,
on.
possibly nobody would know.
How are people getting on in really hot areas where they have to stay in their apartments, Dee Dee?
I don't know.
That's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be awful.
Wouldn't it?
Hmm. Especially if they don't have, like they have just a little apartment.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Hmm.
And in some places where, they have whole families in small apartments,
Hmm.
oh, we're going to get a heavy shower and a heavy rain tonight in the morning. That's exciting. I always get excited at the thought of more water in our tanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking, Didi, we might give it another, say,
20
20
minutes.
20 minutes, and then we might wrap it up.
Okay.
I think people are getting a bit tired and
Oh,
probably
yeah.
have things to do
Running out of
too.
things to say. Salt and pepper on our
And
avocados.
we don't want to outstay our welcome
No.
either.
This is a very Star Wars-like freighter.
Furious said, "Yep, I live in a sleepy little town, but growing larger every year with more people. The place I lived in was designated as a unincorporated community and census designated place." Ah, so it's not a city or a town, but a very much the size of a small town. Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's good.
Nice.
I hope that small town is near a bigger town, so you don't have to sort of
Travel long,
travel
long distances.
long distances and stuff.
We lived in a very small town where you had to travel a very long distance.
Yeah. It's not too bad though, is it, Didi? It's not.
Oh, no,
it's not.
we did.
Oh
I'm
yeah, we
talking
used
about
to.
in
Yeah.
Derby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to live in a small town with like about 320 people.
Yeah, yeah. And it was at a
Oh,
high
okay.
speed. It was 40 minutes or so from the nearest decent sized a town with a grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah, we had they had a post office, but then the post office stayed, but the general store had to shut down.
The general store had almost nothing in it.
Yeah, the general store had nothing in it. And Furious Psyops said, "Not giving away too much, but I live 45 minutes away from Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Also known as the Devil's Cauldron." Oh, okay. Wow.
Washington, D.C. is known as the Devil's Cauldron.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Go back to Caterpillar Hookah Land.
There's actually a place called Devil's Cauldron Waterfalls of Tasmania.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think it's probably a popular name.
Yeah.
I don't know where the chat is. All I can see is I like salt and pepper on my avocados. That's the last thing I see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you might need to. Can you reboot?
I can see over there. Yeah.
Devil's Cauldron. Well, you learn things all the time. I've been to Washington, D.C., and it was a long time ago. And I don't remember much about it really. I remember I think it was the FBI building or something. I remember that.
That's right. This is a very pretty planet.
What's that?
This planet is pretty.
That's too bad that Tom had to leave. He only seems to get a small window where he can pop in and say hello.
Then you have to get back to his NSA duties. Oh, look, shooting stars.
The Washington Monument. Yes. Yes, that nice phallic symbol in the middle of DC. Hey, Didi. Was there something I wanted to
isn't
say?
This beautiful?
What's that, Didi?
This place is very beautiful. It's restful.
Yeah.
I'll have to make some glass.
Anyhow, Didi, I think maybe we might wrap it up because I think people are getting tired and they probably have to get on with their day. So we might
Okay.
wrap it up, eh?
Yeah.
And so we might wrap it up, everybody. And it's been lovely catching up with everyone. And as I mentioned, feel free to join my Substack and stuff, because it would be really sad to lose touch with people if something happens.
Yes.
And I just don't trust YouTube at all. And I just don't. and I start to get resentful also that they just do, there are some people like this. There's this guy, James Charles. He does makeup tutorials and stuff, and he's got millions of people, and he'll put out a video and literally 10 minutes.
Yes.
10 minutes after he's put it out, there's hundreds of thousands.
The makeup people do fabulously.
Yeah, there's hundreds of thousands of people will have seen in 10 minutes, He's just got, and by the end of the day, he's got 1.5 million people have seen his 8-minute makeup tutorial. That isn't even a makeup tutorial. It's him poking fun at himself or something. And he's like a perfectly nice fellow and everything. He's very gay. And, but it's just sort of like, geez Louise, you just think here that these people get, millions of people just see every single little thing they do, and then you get these big leftist channels that have to just keep asking people to share and can we please have can you please join our thing so you can give us money and all this kind of thing.
Yet,
They have
like
to beg
Status
for
Quo,
it.
they're good enough
Yeah.
that all of the mainstream media use their footage.
Yeah, and and it's just so messed up. And then you get people like PewDiePie, who honestly, maybe I haven't given him enough time. I watched a few of his videos and they were almost incoherent. It was sort of baby talk almost, some of them. And he's got 100 million subscribers. And what do people? I don't know. I don't understand. You know what I mean, Didi?
Yeah.
So
I do.
anyway, that's, sort of, it's just all back to front. The things that are meaningful don't get any attention, and things that are complete fluff get hundreds of millions of people tuning
Yes.
in. So it's bizarre. I don't understand how things are anymore.
And the best don't even lack all conviction.
Yeah.
It's just that the worst aren't even necessarily full of passionate intensity.
No.
And still,
Yeah.
they
Anyway.
get all of the viewers. And
Oh, Adam, you just woke up. Oh, we're just about to sign off.
oh my,
Oh, never
this is still
mind.
live, yeah?
Pardon?
Dan said, "Is this still live?"
I hope so.
Just started oatmeal with apple slices. Oh yeah.
Oh. Anyway, Adam, we're just about to go sign off. We've been going for 3 hours, and I think people are getting a little tired. And
It's just
also
after 2 in
people,
the morning here.
yeah, it's about 2 a.m. after 2, and we just thought we would sign off and let people get on with
Why
their
not
day.
just go all night, Trishy?
So anyway, we'll say goodbye, and I'll leave Dee Dee to sign us off. And thank you so much for coming by and saying hi. It's really always lovely to see you all, and I hope we weren't blathering on too much about anything boring, particularly. So anyhow, Dee Dee, I might let you sign off for us.
Okay.
I'm getting a little tired now, I think, anyway.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining, and have a lovely day, and be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Much love.
And I'm about to go off.
Much
and
love.
Stream. Bye.
Bye.